everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with some weekly reading update. I want to tell you what kind of books I've read during the last week, and I'm quite surprised that it's quite a lot of them. And don't get me wrong, because I didn't start and end this book in this whole week. Some of these books I started like few days or a few weeks ago, and I just ended it last week. So this is how it looks. So the little disclaimer at the beginning, because normally I don't read that much books in 7 days. I want to start with the position that is very autumn, and the beginning of last week was 1st of September, and everyone can know, I mean in my head, that September is autumn, and this is the time when I start to reading autumnish or fallish books, and this kind of book is also my rest of year and relaxation, and the author has quite a very unique name. It's Otessa Mosfe. I have no idea, because this combination of letters is quite unique. If somebody knows how to pronounce her surname correctly, please let me know in the comments. This is my first book of this author, and after this book I can assume that this is not the last one, but I wasn't as much big fan as I thought I will be. I started this book few months or even a year ago, and it wasn't the time for this book for me. It was very dark, very slow, a lot of thoughts of the main character, and probably I didn't have the mood for this kind of book. But I started the audiobook on the 1st of September and ended it in the same day when I was doing the reorganization of my living space. Audiobook is not that long when you are listening to it in the speed 2 times faster than the normal reading. I get the hype. I get why this book is popular, but at the same time, I don't get why it is so popular. Because we are meeting the main character in her not the best time. She really wants to spend the whole year just taking rest, and to be more specific, sleeping. She wants to sleep for the whole year. Of course, this is physically not possible, so she's trying to help herself with some kind of substances. I mean, these substances which you can get from the doctor, like the mental doctor, not the psychologist, but the psychiatrist. And she's going to the one. This is not a very good doctor, and this is not a spoiler because this is the beginning of the book. And thanks to this kind of substances, and this book is very packed with them, the author gives us the idea that it's possible, but at the same time, I know that it won't be possible. It's a very unreal thing to do, and I just didn't believe in this story. I liked the ending because I was quite afraid that the whole book will be just thoughts and like a lot of trying of the main character to really sleep, because at the same time she's given up on her relationships and the people who are surrounded by her, and not many people surrounds her. This is like 1, 2, maybe 3 people. Otessa created the character which can afford to do that, because she is living in the apartment after her parents, I think, and she has quite a lot of money from her parents after their death. So of course she's a very privileged person that she can even think about doing this. And I didn't get the feeling that she was really tired mentally, or really tired after very bad things that happened to her. Bad things happened to her, she described them, but without any kind of emotions. And maybe it was the idea to do that because she was so out of emotions that even while describing these kind of things, she's very neutral. And okay, I can buy it, but at the same time, I was irritated by the main character, and there was also probably the idea of the Otessa. But I didn't see any point in doing this. Why she decided to do that? I didn't get the answer from the whole audiobook, I think. Maybe there was the answer, but I didn't get it. And then you can write me in the comment or in the private message, because I really want to know why people like this book so much. Of course, this is very unique idea, and you have to have quite imagination to even think about this kind of thing. But yeah, I will try to read some other books of this author, because I really want to know if her literature is so unique every time, and the idea for the book is unique. I thought that this book will be about completely something different. I thought that the main character wants to do it because she's very, very, very tired mentally, but maybe she is, but at this kind of stage that she is even neutral to this kind of things. Maybe I didn't get the idea of the book, or it's just not my thing. I think that I rated it for 3 stars, maybe 2.5, because it was like, okay, it was very, very well written, it was something new, but it was nothing magical and life-changing. Just well written, quite good literature. That's it. And I love the discussion. So if there's a fan of this book watching me, please write to me, because I want to discuss about it and maybe change my mind after, I don't know, reading it for the second time or listening to the audiobook. The other book which I've read is by the Polish author, and this is the thriller, and I can translate the title for the wedding night. Wedding night? After wedding night? Something like that. You know, the night which is after the wedding. Yeah. And this is by Przemysław Borkowski, and this is my first book of him, and I know that he's writing other thrillers, but I didn't have the chance before to get to know them. But after this book, I feel very encouraged to do that, because we've got the thriller which is very dense and very, very specific. I didn't read this kind of idea for the criminal book before, because we've got, of course, the wedding, and the wedding couple who is getting married, and they have the reception in the place which is very near the forest of the, like, where people decided to end their lives. So not very good place for the wedding and for the reception. Somehow they are doing it here. And when the reception is going on, then we are meeting new and new characters. For example, who are the members of their family, or the bridesmaid, or their friends, and even co-workers. And every person who is here is very important. After every hour, when this reception lasts, we've got the idea that this is not the normal wedding and something is going on, because people are starting to be quite more like the dead people than the alive. And at the same time, while you are listening to this book, because I was listening to the audiobook, you start to think, am I reading the thriller and the crime story, or am I... Oh my god, please, I will go with you. Wait a second. Oh my god, I have to go with him for the walk. You have to excuse me, I will go back to you. Hi, I'm back after the walk with him, with the dog. So I'm going back to the... You want... Okay. Yeah, he's so sweet. So now I'm back and I could talk to you about the wedding night. Yes, so at the same time you got the feeling that you are starting to read horror more than a thriller, and this is absolutely not the perfect wedding. This is the disaster. And at the same time, when you knew some fantastic and even from the Bible stuff are coming up, you also have some information what happened in the past, and of course that this past has some influence on the present. So many things, many characters and many points of views, which I really love every time when it's very good written in some kind of book. And in this book is very good written, because you can easily say which character is the narrator now, even without even saying her or his name by the author. So that's very good, and it shows that this author writes really, really well. And of course, this wedding is happening in a very hot summer night, but I was listening to it in the September, at the beginning of September, and I've got the feeling that I'm reading something which is very perfect for the autumn and the fall. So easily you can check this book now in this autumn and winter season, because I think that even though the plot is happening in the summer, the whole vibe of this book is very, very autumnish. Now we are moving to the next book, which is, oh my god, this is so classic. I mean, it's so classy, and this is also very well-known classic, and this is my second book of Jane Austen, and I've listened to Sense and Sensibility. This is my second book. The first one was the Northanger Abbey, and it's much shorter, but I liked Sense and Sensibility more. Of course, we've got the beautiful writing of Jane Austen, which is not that complicated. So if you are afraid of, for example, listening to this book because it was written a few hundred years ago, then I think that this is a very good start for this kind of literature. And even better is Sense and Sensibility than Northanger Abbey. Of course, I know that it can be quite different while you are reading it on the physical or on the ebook, but when you are listening to it, I think that it's easier because both books I've listened. I think that I don't need to say a lot about Sense and Sensibility. You've got, of course, two female main characters. They are sisters. It's Mariana and Eleanor. Yes, it's Mariana and Eleanor. I think that this is how you should pronounce their names in English. And one is very down-to-earth woman, which put her emotions down when it's needed, and the other one is very opposite. She's moving with the pink glasses before her eyes, her head is in the clouds, and she really believes in this great love, and she has a lot of emotions which she's not afraid to show, but sometimes she based her actions too much on the emotions and not on what should be done. So of course the one is realistic and the other one is, I wouldn't say that is optimistic. I would say that yes, she's very focused on the emotions, and more emotions control her than she controls her emotions. And of course the other one is much opposite. We meet these sisters, and of course we meet some men who are in their lives, because not the only one has a man, the other one has also some men around her. And it's very great that we can see how these two completely different characters has completely different approach to the same thing, which is falling in love. That's very great, because at the same time you feel that you are reading or listening to the two books, because normally in romance there is only one female character and one or two men characters, and we are following what's happening with them. But here we've got the same thing but mixed and doubled with two characters. We have also the approach of the mother for raising her daughters, and that she's treating them quite different. When they have the same problems, then the mother is not equal to them, I think, and this is also very great to show. Sorry for moving on this chair, but this is very comfortable. So if I would have to tell you which one is better to start Jane Austen, I would say that this is Sense and Sensibility, but at the same time I'm afraid that you will not like Northanger Abbey even more. It was not a bad book, but Sense and Sensibility was, yes, longer, but at the same time the plot was longer. We had more development of the characters, we had more characters, so it was very dense and packed with many informations and many things that were happening there. And with, I think Northanger Abbey was quite more like the traditional way. So yes, I started with Northanger Abbey because it was shorter and I wanted to see if the writing is good for me. But if this is also your goal, if the writing of Jane Austen will fit to you, then of course Northanger Abbey will be shorter. I really can't wait now to start Pride and Prejudice, but this is not on my autumn TBR, and I want to now listen to the other classics because mostly I'm listening to the classic books to get to know them better and not to be only in the Jane Austen world, because I know that with other books I can have the feeling that it's much the same, because like Northanger Abbey and Sensibility has some similarities. They are different, but they have some similarities in them, and I can assume that this feeling will be bigger with more books read at the same time. So I want to give myself a time now to really enjoy other classics. That was the last book. Yes, I forgot that the one that I started last week, I finished this week. To be more specific, I think on Monday. So it will be on the next reading update. For now, I can tell you that I've got 2 books, and for sure I'm planning to have 4 books for the next reading update, because I'm making some video for you also, which is connected to reading some kind of books, but you will see it on the next video probably. And for now, thank you very much for staying on this channel and watching this video till this moment. If you like it, then I will really appreciate if you will leave the thumbs up and subscription to be updated what's happening on this channel. And of course, I want to know what kind of books you've already read on September, or what you are reading now or planning to read. So please feel comfortable to share this information at the comment section. So thank you very much, and see you on the next video. Bye!